Fatekeeper has been in early access for about a month now, so here's the useful version. It is better, but it has not transformed yet. No store page pitch, just what changed and whether it matters. At launch, Fatekeeper was always aiming at a compact first-person fantasy action RPG. The official early access text puts the full version around 15 hours, so do not judge it like a 60-hour RPG. The appeal is the combat, the magic, the loot, the alchemy, and that old-school immersive fantasy energy. But the early access part matters. The problem was not that Fatekeeper was compact. That was always the scope. The problem was that the launch build had rough edges around balance, friction, readability, inputs, and how punishing the first few fights could feel. Patch 0.1.1 was the emergency first week cleanup pass. The important stuff was not glamorous, but you do feel it. Player movement speed went up by 10%. More healing items were added. Ingredient chests were placed near save spots, so you were less likely to walk into a big fight half dead and stuck. Enemy poise damage came down, blocking got cheaper, block breaks stopped dealing damage, and the first boss was softened with smaller hitboxes, less damage, shorter warp distance, and better attack timing. That does not turn Fatekeeper into a different game. It makes the first build less hostile in the wrong ways. If your problem was that the game looked interesting, but felt too stiff, too mean, or too easy to brick yourself before an encounter, that patch matters. Patch 0.1.2 was more about control and comfort. It added an experimental FOV setting, auto-equip options, a GPU display setting, cleaner finisher presentation, better map readability in places where players were getting lost, and a new save spot before a large Forgotten Halls fight. Weapon coding got much faster. The torch can now function as a basic weapon, and a light armor piece was adjusted so it actually has a reason to exist for certain builds. The bigger gameplay change there is Wind Blast. That spell was apparently not getting used much, so they reworked it with more range, better speed, stronger physical impact, and scaling from spell power. Herald of Winter got the same style of update. That is the kind of change I like in early access, because it is not just bug fixing. It is the developer looking at a tool players ignore and asking, okay, how do we make this worth building around?
The honest catch is that this first month has not added a big new zone, a new act, or a huge replayability layer. The developers have said they are discussing replayability-focused features, but they would rather make the next major content update substantial instead of rushing out small filler. The useful next thing is more concrete. The next patch is supposed to focus on skill tree changes and item updates. Official screenshots already show the direction. Shatter ice builds, pyromancer projectiles, dagger movement, and consumable paths. Good, but still a preview. I only care once it becomes playable depth. That is exactly the right next test. Fewer abstract promises, more reasons to build differently. So where does that leave Fatekeeper 1 month later? Better, yes. Transformed? No. The first month made it smoother, faster, less punishing, and a little easier to recommend if you already wanted this exact kind of first-person fantasy RPG. My take: if the look, combat, magic, and compact early access price already had you interested, this is a better time to try it than launch week. But if you are waiting for a fuller RPG, more replayability, controller support, localization, better low-end performance, or a proper roadmap, I would wait. Fatekeeper looks like it has a real game under it. It just still needs time to become the version people are imagining when they see the trailer.